I'm showing you how to do letters C and D and E on the center front seam and center back seam. For letter C, it says to change the stitch length to 3.0. So what you're going to do is you're going to make the green dot go down to the very bottom one that shows different lengths of the straight line. So I'm going to push this button twice so the button goes down once and then it goes down again, so the light's at the very bottom, and I want to make this say 3. When you first turn on your sewing machine, when you do this, it's going to be at 2.2. So to get it up to 3, you have to push the plus button until it says 3.0. Okay. Then you can make it go back to the number, so you hit this again, and it's up there, it's going to say number 1, because that means we're doing a straight stitch. Then you're going to be sewing a 5/8 inch seam allowance all the way along the curve that you just pinned. So I'm going to put my fabric in to my sewing machine, and I'm going to line up the edge with the line on my sewing machine that says 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to line up where it says 5/8. Okay. I'm going to start right at the beginning, and I'm going to put my presser foot down. Okay. Now I'm going to go forwards 3, 4, or 5 stitches, and I'm going to hold the reverse button down so I go back to where I started, which would be my back stitch. And now I'm going to go forwards again, and before I get to a pin, I'm going to take it out, and then I'm going to keep sewing. Okay, so I'm watching right here to make sure the edge of my fabric stays next to the 5/8 line, and I'm going to go very slowly around the curve to make sure that it doesn't get away from me and not be at 5/8. Okay, before I get to the pin, I want to stop. I can leave my needle down so I don't accidentally lose my place, but I want to take the pin out so that I don't run over it with the needle. Then I'm going to keep sewing. Okay. And I'm still watching here to make sure that my fabric is next to the 5/8 line, taking out the pins as I go. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to back stitch again. So I hold the reverse, go back 3, 4, or 5 stitches, go forwards again till I get to the end, and then I'm going to take them out. Now I'm going to cut my thread tail so it's right next to the edge of my fabric. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing from where I started. So I have one straight line sewn all the way along the curve. Notice I did not sew down this part. Okay, I stopped at the edge of the curve. I started and I stopped at the top, so it looks like the letter J. Once you finish with your front piece, then you're going to do the same thing to your back piece.